Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for our AEW Revolution 2021 Roundtable Review. My oh my, we started talking before we went live, and interesting thoughts all around about AEW Revolution. So we're going to get right into it. Let me introduce this star-studded cast that we got with us today. First of all, we have the co-host of AE Recap and the man in charge of his own YouTube channel of 39,000 subscribers. This man's doing big things, reviewing WandaVision with myself and Marcus Cash as well. He is the one, the only, Jimmy Macaram.
Yes, the show was pretty much over at 8 o'clock. Once Go Baker was done, we moved on from everything that was really important. So the rest of the show was all right, I guess.
They did give her a spot on the pay-per-view, so at least there was that. I was happy to see Goat Baker and Thunder Rosa on the actual main pay-per-view.
Yes, very scary Thunder Rosa, by the way.
Of course, you should be. And of course, we have a man who definitely knows his AEW, but he does our reviews for Monday Night Raw with Richie's Raw Recap. He is the man himself, his podcast host extraordinaire, Richie Moon.
Hey, thank you for the great introduction, man. It's good to be back with the fellas talking a little bit of AEW.
Indeed.
Absolutely. And we got more to this roundtable. We do it big for the big pay-per-view. So we got the three-time baby making champion, the co-host of Blunt Impact Joints and Jabronis and Review of Honor on CP time, Ness.
Yeah, it was running a little late, but better late than never. So it was a good show. We'll get into what we're gonna get into, but overall I enjoyed it.
Right. Of course. And we got one more to the cast as well. He's a pod heel, so he's also on CP time. He is the resident Tru Heel marijuana enthusiast and co-host of Blunt Impact, Wednesday Night Warriors, and Joints and Jabronis, Chris G.
Oh yeah, I'm on pothead people time. My bad, fellas. I'm here though. Me and Ness, we're here. We got to take care of business before we get on. Gives us an extra minute or two, but we're here. We're here to stay.
Of course, but we want to thank you all for joining us on this live roundtable review for AEW Revolution 2021. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, give us a thumbs up. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family. If you're watching on Facebook, you can do more than just like the video. You can give it a heart emoji, give it a laughing emoji, an angry emoji, whatever feeling AEW Revolution 2021 gave you. Give us that expression on Facebook or on Twitter. And of course, push the subscribe button or the iCard to subscribe to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel if you are watching on YouTube. And put your comments in the live chat because we want to hear from you guys during this AEW Revolution 2021 Roundtable Review. So this is all about you guys giving us your thoughts on what was a great show and a lackluster ending, to say the least. That's the only thing I can start off by saying. One word, guys, around the horn one time. Started with you, Jimmy. One word to describe AEW Revolution 2021.
Finished.
I love it. All right, Richie, one word to describe AEW Revolution 2021.
Explosive.
I was going to go with that until the finish after the main event. Honestly, I really was.
So Ness, what is your one word to describe AEW Revolution 2021?
It was great overall, in my opinion.
And Chris G?
Sparkles. That's my word. But it's not as bad as you think.
Absolutely. We got in the comments section on YouTube, we got Fifth Generation Carney. He's been supporting us a lot. Want to thank him for always watching and supporting. He says snakes and sparklers. We also got Kayfabe Tactics in the King of the Comments section. He's here with us today. He said we're going live. He's ready to go. He read the results. We got Gorilla Press has arrived. Mr. Burt Wayne on YouTube. We got the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson on YouTube watching us. Josiah, who is supporting us a lot for Tru Heel Heat 115. Want to thank him. He said, yo, the Good Brothers interfered. I called it. And we got the one, the only Romeo Anthony Colon. His Wi-Fi does not connect well with StreamYard, so he's in the comments section putting the sparklers to represent the ending of AEW Revolution. Once again, give us an expression on Facebook. A bunch of you are watching right now on Facebook. Give us a like, a heart emoji, a laugh emoji. If you can find a sparkler emoji, give us that as well. And let us know what you think of AEW Revolution on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But we got to get into it. We got to get into the card. We're going to start off with the buy-in, fellas. The buy-in, you had Thunder Rosa versus Riho versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and it was supposed to be Reba, but it was announced earlier in the show that she got a legitimate doctor's note. She went to the Jags doctor, got the doctor's note for Reba, so Reba was out. So who was it that would replace her? None other than Maki fucking Ito. Yes, I saw the entrance. That pop. Jimmy, you are a historian in wrestling. I respect your opinion. You know historic pops. That is a Road Warrior pop. That was a Road Warrior pop from Maki Ito. From Maki Ito. Oh my God, I was so happy. Goat Baker with Maki Ito. Great stuff. But this was a great match to kind of showcase all four ladies. Riho, just her simplicity in the ring always stands out to me. Thunder Rosa, just crisp. Everything she does in the ring just feels real. And Goat Baker, probably one of the best all-around performers in the company, male or female. And Maki Ito really got to stand out as a character. In the end, it was Reba getting involved with the crutch, nailing Thunder Rosa in the head, allowing Britt Baker to get the 1, 2, 3, and Maki Ito and Baker giving the world a middle finger. What a beautiful sight. What a beautiful picture. I gave this buy-in match 2 3/4 stars. I thought it was a nice way to start off the show. Nice way to showcase a lot of women in the women's division, which has really picked up a lot of steam since the AEW Women's Eliminator Tournament. But what did you guys think of it? Let's start off with you, Richie. What was your thoughts on the buy-in?
I unfortunately caught the end of the match, but I am a fan of all of the ladies. I love how they put in a little parentheses, Reba, not Reba, not Rebel, just for clarification for everybody. I thought, but from what I've seen in the match, it was awesome. All the women are solid, and I'm glad that since the tournament, AEW has finally focused that spotlight on it that we've all been asking for, to give the ladies the spotlight and give them the time and the opportunity. And, they kicked ass. I really, from what I saw of the match, it was good. And it was a good surprise, too.
Absolutely. How about you, Ness? What was your thoughts on the buy-in, Maki Ito, Britt Baker versus Rio, and Thunder Rosa?
Well, starting off, I think Maki Ito was the perfect replacement for Reba. It was an entertaining match overall. I haven't seen a lot of her, but she definitely entertained me in this match. Her understanding of the English language, to my understanding, is she just knows a lot of our obscenities, and I'm all right with that. Yes. So yeah, it definitely played up to her character. And then just the match overall itself, like you said, Thunder Rosa, I think she was like the best worker in the match, so to speak. She definitely had that high octane energy. Goat Baker, I think she should be in the title picture at the moment, but she's working with what she's making what she's working with work for her. So overall, it was great. And I also really, really, really appreciate the fact that they had the interference at the end. So it keeps Thunder Rosa strong. She didn't lose clean. But I felt as though Britt Baker and Maki Ito definitely were going to, well, not even Maki Ito, but just Britt Baker needed this win. So, she went out there and pulled it out. And I gave the match 2 3/4 stars as well.
Yeah, I was back to go. I know me and Jimmy, we've been doing our research, our due diligence on Maki Ito. So as soon as Maki Ito was announced as the partner, I was like, oh, Britt's taking another loss, but Maki Ito's taking the pin. But I was surprised by this finish, to say the least. Jimmy, what was your thoughts on the buy-in?
I wasn't gonna watch because Gold Baker wasn't on the main card, so I had no interest in it. I'm not here for consolation prizes. I'm not here for any of this. But Maki Ito, you spoiled me on it, so I had to watch it. And that was a good surprise. It was a good match. Thunder Rose was probably the best in the match. I think she's the best worker out of the 4, quite frankly. But the best act in professional wrestling is Gold Baker and Reba together as one. And Reba she's got something about her. She buys into her character, so to speak. I gave it 2 1/2, 2 3/4, something like that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty accurate. We seem to be all on the same page. G, close it out on the buy-in. What was your thoughts?
I heard all the hype surrounding Maki Ito. I didn't get to watch her match in the elimination tournament, but I did my research and I heard that she was a J-pop star. So then when I see this fucking entrance, I'm just like, oh, it makes sense. Okay, it's entertaining. She's not the smoothest tool in the shed, but she is entertaining as fuck. She is such a piece of shit that I love it. I hope everybody at home loves it. Good work with all the women. Of course, Thunder Rosa just what does she not do good? You know what I mean?
Right.
And of course, Gold Baker for a reason. I gave this match 3 stars. I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, good stuff all around on the buy-in. We seem to be getting similar thought in the comment section. Romeo says, yes, and Maki Ito got a match on Wednesday too. We'll talk about how they set up that match. Josiah says that it was a real good opener. And Kayfabe Tactics, once again, did not watch the show. He read the results, but he asked, did anyone on the show make fun of WWE's ban on thigh slaps in matches? Speaking of thigh slaps, a great transition from there. Let's talk about the opener to the main show, as it was for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, the Young Bucks versus MJF and Chris Jericho of the Inner Circle. This match, we had really standard entrances. I thought we were gonna get like big time pay-per-view entrances, but really standard entrances. But the matchup, as soon as the bell rang, it fit the tone of the feud, in my opinion. The Young Bucks came at MJF and Chris Jericho with hard right hands. They didn't get into their usual offense until a little bit into the matchup. MJF and Chris Jericho kind of took advantage of their emotions, getting the advantage in the matchup. They had him on the Inner Circle side as Chris Jericho went for the Judas effect, but he nailed Wardlow instead of one of the Young Bucks. And then in the end, it was the Young Bucks who got the win over Chris Jericho with the 1-2-3, getting the victory. A really, really good opener to this match. Even I would say it was a great tag team matchup, different from the Young Bucks match last year at Revolution, as well as the FTR match. But it was very old school in its nature, but definitely good psychology throughout. I gave this match actually 4 stars. I thought that it was on the great side of a really good matchup, but just a great way to start the show, in my opinion. Jimmy, let's head to you. What was your thoughts on the opener, the AEW World Tag Team Title match?
We're on the same page. I gave it 4 stars too. I felt like they kind of met in the middle. Jericho and MJF a little more methodical. Young Bucks, they had their nonsense. And what are we doing? We started the match with no tags, by the way. We're just in the ring, just doing shit. Orby's got to stand there like an idiot because there's nothing she can do. This is how we're booking these matches. Fuck it. But it worked. Did you catch Jericho and MJF doing that Jericho Sammy spot where they smile and fucking?
Yes.
I'm here for all of that. And I gotta be honest. My first thought, 5 minutes in, was MJF is better than everybody in the ring. Just everybody. Now Jericho's not as strong anymore, so I'll give him a pass. But
he just knows to get the most out of everything he does.
Yes, he's clean.
Great trait of him.
He's clean, and I think the right move was made, especially considering what happened later on in the night. So yeah, 4 stars. I'm here for that.
So we got 4 stars from me, 4 stars from Jimmy. Let's head over to Chris G, our resident marijuana enthusiast. What was your thoughts on the opener to the AEW Revolution card? And don't worry, folks, Richie's still with us.
Yeah,
Richie's
I'm just
still
having
here.
a little bit of light problems and stuff like that, but I am.
No worries. No worries, sir. Chris G, what was your thoughts on the opener to the main card?
It was a hell of an opener. I liked it. I wasn't expecting this type of match. I really didn't know what to expect because you don't know what kind of Jericho you're gonna get nowadays. But once I seen him do like the springboard, I think drop kick. What was it to somebody on the outside maybe?
Yeah.
He got some air. I was like, shit. You know what? Jericho, when he wants to, he can still pull some shit out. So, and of course, MJF being the best heel in the business, or arguably the best heel in the business. Young Bucks are the Young Bucks. I like the nonsense. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I love the nonsense. It works for me. It keeps me entertained. Can't go wrong with the finish. Of course, Young Bucks retain. I gave this match 3 3/4 stars.
So similar to me and Jimmy, how about you, Ness? What was your thoughts on MJF and Jericho versus the Young Bucks?
Well, I gave it 4 stars as well. I think it met in the middle of what I wanted. I wanted a little bit more out of the match, but what I got with, I was content. Great back and forth action. I love that when Jericho was going for the lion salt, they hit him with the double super kick. That was dope. And then just the super spamming of super kicks on MJF at the end of the match. That was decent. So, I mean, overall, it was pretty decent. I'll give it 4 stars. Oh, yeah. I will say this, though. I don't think it should have opened the show. I think that it should have came after the tag team battle royal, in my opinion. I think that should have set the tone, and then the tag match to like set up whatever's going to like the match that's following this. But that's just my nitpick.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. I just thought it was a strong match. Any strong match,
yeah, for sure,
is a strong way to start the show, in my opinion. Romeo says 76% of you picked the Young Bucks on the Tru Heel Heat IG polls for the show, as well as we got Josiah saying that I'm so mad MJF and Jericho should have won, but I guess they're gonna straight shoot to MJF trying to get rid of Y2J. Keep putting those.
Jesus,
I think they're gonna drop. I think they're gonna drop Proud and Powerful.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know. I might not be right sometimes.
They're on their own.
Yeah, they're not going to be there for long.
We're not getting our own respect, and they're going to bounce and be the free, independent Puerto Ricans that they should be.
I think that we might see a big shift in the story because we did get a post match interview with Jericho and MJF saying that they're going to do a war council with the inner circle and make big changes to the group. So something big is going to happen on Dynamite. We got to wait and see. Final thoughts on MJF and Jericho versus the Young Bucks, the opener to Revolution, Richie. Uh-oh. Did we lose Richie?
I think so. Oh, there he is.
There he is. Or is he? You there with us, Richie? All right. I think Richie's still having.
I'm here with you.
Okay. Good. Good. You give us your thoughts on the opener, MJF.
I'm good.
MJF and Jericho versus the Young Bucks.
It was a good opening match. I think. It was a solid match. I was kind of not confused, but I was surprised that Jericho took the pin because Jericho was so protected in AEW. I think this is only like his third or fourth loss. But then when they did the post-match interview, then it was just like, oh, I understand why he took the loss, and like they're starting to plant the seeds for the breakup of the inner circle. But I thought it was a really solid match. Listen, Jericho, MJF, they're the top heels right there, and I think Nick Jackson has one of the best hot tags on the planet. he didn't really get to.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Not one of them. The best. It's the best.
Yeah, he did. It was all good work all around. I think that the reason that Jericho took the loss instead of MJF is because
my bad. Things are coming a little slow, so I'm feeling like a slow reaction.
no worries. It's probably just like a lag for you. But I was gonna say that Jericho. I think the reason Jericho took the loss is because MJF is probably the only person who's more protected than Jericho, because MJF has only lost to John Moxley. Like Jericho at least has lost to Orange Cassidy, John Moxley. He's even took a loss to Scorpio Sky, so that's probably the reason why they chose Jericho to take the loss there instead of MJF. We got Nick Jackson in the comments saying Good Brothers versus Young Bucks is on the horizon. That feud needs both titles. I agree.
That needs a bullet.
You're over it? You're done with it before it even starts, Jimmy? Shit.
How many dream matches do you have? No more dream matches. Just get to it.
Why can't we have dream matches, Jimmy? Why don't you want us to have fun?
Because it's not a dream for me. It's a nightmare match. Much like the upcoming match.
We'll talk about that as well. But yes, let us know what you think about Good Brothers versus Young Bucks being the next matchup, or next major matchup for the Young Bucks. But we got to talk about more of AEW Revolution. The second match on the card was the Casino Battle Royale, the Tag Team Royale. Basically, it was with I think they said 18 teams. It felt like a lot more than that. There was a lot of people out there. The match really started off as like a showcase for Santana and Ortiz, them looking good in the beginning. Then Jurassic Express came out and really kind of took the role of the spotlight. Great showcase for Luchasaurus, as well as especially Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy is so over with that new music. Of course, we had Silver and Reynolds. They got to get a little spotlight there, especially John Silver towards the end of this matchup. It came down to the teams of SCU, Jurassic Express, as well as Ray Phoenix and Pac of the Death Triangle, coming down finally to John Silver, Pac, Ray Phoenix, and Jungle Boy. We had a nice little face-off between Johnny Hungy and Pac. They went at it. I want to see a singles match between those two for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Then it finally came down to Ray Phoenix and Jungle Boy, another singles match I want to see.
Hell yeah.
Because I was just like, give this like a year or two, I can see this as an AEW world title match. That's how great Ray Phoenix is, and that's how on the rise Jungle Boy was. But in the end, it was Ray Phoenix who got the victory. He was spectacular during this match. The highlight of it being his elimination of Christopher Daniels towards the end of the matchup. Ray Phoenix was brilliant. Jungle Boy was great. So many guys got highlight here. Some spots were rough and tough to watch, but all in all, that's a battle royal for you. But this was a very fun battle royal, and I gave it 3.5 stars. Chris G, what was your thoughts on the Casino Tag Team Royale?
Basically everything you said, but there were a few spots that I actually enjoyed, like QT with the heel turn. I thought it was a good little touch. Right? Spitting on Dustin Rhodes, very old school asshole-ish. Yeah, 2 thumbs up, right? Bear Country, some big motherfuckers, man. I haven't really seen much in Bear Country. They were just manhandling people, so I'm here for that. Stu Grayson put one of them on his back. He might be low-key the Cesaro of AEW, just pound for pound, one of the strongest dudes. He's not a big dude, so to be lifting a dude like that, you gotta have some strength. But yeah, the Jungle Boy Phoenix exchange, all that, everything was good. You can't go wrong with any of those 4 teams, last 3 teams that were in it. I gave this 2.3 stars.
Fair. Ness, what was your thoughts on the Casino Tag Team Royale?
I'm not going to give it a number. I'm just going to say it was fun. That's my rating for this match. It was very fun. It was a lot of action going on. I'm not going to expect anything too crazy or anything spectacular, so to speak, because it is a battle royal. They're usually clusterfuck, the glorified clusterfucks. Like that's basically what battle royals are.
Yeah.
But they're going to have their spots, and everybody that had their spots, their major moments of the match, I think they all hit off well. I definitely want to see Silver versus Pac. I definitely want to see Phoenix versus Jungle Boy. Like, give me that. And then Phoenix cleared the ringside floor and landed in the crowd from a middle rope tope suicida. Like, he did that shit effortlessly, man. Like, he's the best luchador in the world right now. It's one of my favorites. But overall, I enjoyed this match. I had a lot of fun watching this match, and that's what I'm rating it. It was very fun for me.
So I think I had what a hot take it was after their squash victory on Dynamite. I said it to Jimmy. You'll see that on AE Recap when that drops tomorrow. But I said to him, Ray Phoenix and Pac may be a better tag team than the Lucha Bros. And I think they showed a little bit of that potential during this matchup. We got Nick Jackson saying on YouTube, pretty good match. Love the closing sequence with Jungle Boy and Phoenix. Needs a singles match with them ASAP. Nice win for Death Triangle. Richie, what was your thoughts on the Casino Tag Team Royale? And what do you think about the Ray Phoenix and Pac tag team?
Well, I think somebody said it earlier, I'm not sure, but it was definitely a clusterfuck. But it was, I mean, listen, with 18 teams, I mean, what do you expect? But I think we had some fun spots. We had a QT Marshall heel turn. I did not expect Death Triangle to win this, so, you know, that's always a good surprise. Dude, I knew that Jungle Boy was over, but that crowd was just like, that's like the second Judas, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were just going right along with it, so that's really good to see. I love the way that Jungle Boy is being pushed. You know, some of the same sentiments. I want to see Jungle Boy versus Ray Phoenix. I want to see who else? There was another kind of one-on-one thing that we kind of seen. But yeah, I was not disappointed with the winners at all. I thought Jungle Boy was gonna pull off the surprise victory, but Ray Phoenix ended up pulling it out at the end. And yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for Ray and Pac versus the Young Bucks. And that is a hot take to say that Pac and Ray is better than the Lucha Bros, but you know, I can understand that. I can understand why somebody would say that, because those two gel, like those two like peanut butter and jelly. Like, they're just so smooth in the ring together. So to give this match a star rating, I can give it a solid 3. You know, there's a lot of clusterfucks in there, but it was still fun. It was very entertaining, which was the point of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, good. I'll give it a solid 3.
Respect on all of that makes a lot of sense, and you understand, and the people in the comments understand. Fifth Generation Carney says that is not a lie. SP3, me and my son were just speaking on the same thing, and even my arch nemesis Romeo says you right, SP3, because Penta just taunts 35 times in a match and Pac actually wrestles. So Jimmy, what's your thoughts on the Casino?
Nobody disagrees with Ray and Pac being better than fucking Ray and Penta. Pac is better than Penta. Yeah, that's how it works. Ray and Go Baker are a better team than Ray and Penta. Yes. Ray and Chris Benoit are a better team than Ray and Penta. That's how it works.
Oh man.
But Pac should be on his lonesome. He should not be in the tag team, even if the tag team partner is the greatest thing I've ever seen in life. Like, Ray Phoenix is preposterous. I saw Rey Mysterio in 97. This is not even, he's just better. He's just a new age thing. I've never seen anything like it. And to see him and Jungle Boy go at it, I need that now. Like, I know Darby got the TV title, but that's the TV title match I want.
Yeah.
Right now. I gotta be honest though. This didn't feel like a QT heel turn. This just felt like Dustin's an idiot. Like, he's mad I eliminated the Nightmare Family. Everybody's in the Nightmare Family. I can't eliminate anybody. This is ridiculous. What do you want from me?
This was the first time I actually related with QT Marshall.
Right? Like, what do you want?
He's like, why are you getting on my back? I'm just doing my job. Fuck you.
And by the way, can this wait till we're done? And then you can yell at me? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I gave it like 3 stars. It was all right. I enjoyed it.
Cool. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it was just entertaining, and it showcased a lot of people. So it did what it was supposed to do. And I'm totally fine now, Jimmy. I know you were very upset, so upset you didn't do AE recap for that week that Ray Phoenix lost to Lance Archer in the main event a couple of weeks ago. But if it was for the fact that he wasn't going to win the ladder match, but they did want him to have this showcase here, I'm fine with it.
How about he be in 2 matches? How about he be in 4 matches? How about we just work him to death because he's that good?
Honestly, I would have rather, if it was between this match and the ladder match, I would have had him in the ladder match, to be completely honest.
I don't want him to die. I'm fine with I am fine with the showcase that doesn't involve him nearly dying. I'm totally fine with that. But yes, keep putting those comments in the live chat on YouTube, Facebook, of course, Twitter as well, and drop us an expression. We have less expressions than people watching. If you're watching this long, drop us a like, drop us a heart emoji. We need a couple of laugh emojis, angry emojis. Show us your anger for the sparkling ending before we get to it. And all your other thoughts in the comments for sure. We're going to move on to the third match on the card. We're going to welcome back in Mr. Richie Mood. He's adjusting the camera as we speak, as we're about to talk about the AEW Women's World Championship matchup as Hikaru Shida defended against the winner of the AEW Women's Eliminator Tournament, Ryo Mizunami. This match went over 15 minutes. Definitely was hard hitting. Definitely was intense physically for sure. This was more of like the Joshi style. Hikaru Shida had the vibe and the swag of Kazuchika Okada when he was IWGP Heavyweight Champion. The wirely smile after she gave the crunchy to Mizunami on the ramp, the kicking her while she was down on the floor and telling her to hit her. That's vintage Okada, in the words of Michael Cole would say. But it was just good stuff. Mizunami showed off her charisma. I like the fact that they played on, because I know you guys are going to watch. Jimmy and Cash were very upset with a certain part of the Nyla Rose Mizunami match on Dynamite with the chops and Nyla Rose kind of just standing there. I like that they played that into that in this match with Shida just being like, no, I'm not going to just stand here while you just give me these soft ass slaps. No, I'm gonna beat you up and give you a Hurricane Rana while you're doing all of this bullshit. Like, I like the fact that they used the fact that people were upset of that and used it in this match. That was just good stuff. In the end, it was Shida who pulled out the victory using the I think it's called the running knee, basically the knee strike, stacking up Ryo. She did basically a Trouble in Paradise flying knee strike for.
That's what it was. The 97 times through the knee. That's what she did. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she kept doing the running knee, and then she did a twisting knee, and that was the victory. So after the match, it was Nyla Rose along with Vicky Guerrero who attacked Shida as it looked like they were fighting back. Britt Baker and Maki Ito came out and attacked, along with Reba, came out and attacked Shida and Ryo, and it was Thunder Rosa who had enough, came down to get a little bit of revenge on Britt Baker and even up the odds. I gave this match 3.25 stars. I think that if they would have capped this match at like 10-12 minutes, I probably would have gave it a higher rating. It was definitely on its way. It was definitely, if it would have ended at a certain point a little bit shorter, I think that it would have peaked at the right time, because they had all the makings of a great match here. It just really lacked the emotional investment that you need for that type of match. So that was my only issue there. So Jimmy, let's start off with you. I know you got something to say about this one. Mizunami versus Shida.
You said it. You're just being soft about it. The last 5 minutes is ridiculous. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Okay, if you go, okay, what makes a great match? You would go like a story, right? Athleticism, near falls. Okay, how do you get near falls? Well, you finishers. Kicking out finishers. Okay, so let's just do that 70 times, and then it'll be but it isn't, because this is ridiculous. I have no itch. And it's a knee, and I love Shida. I loved all the subtle shit she did. This borderline, I don't even want to call it a heel, but all the shit she was doing, kicking her while she was down. I was here for all of that, and up until about the 10-minute mark, I was like, that match was way better than I thought it was going to be. And then they just kept doing this knee, clothesline, knee, lariat, Falcon Arrow, lariat, knee lariat, spinning knee apparently, lariat, Falcon Arrow lariat, knee lariat, lariat to the back of the head. Oh, okay, now it's over. Knee, I got it. I'm over it. This is the greatest bad match I've ever seen, or the worst great match I've ever seen. I'm not sure which. It's one of those two. I gave it 2 stars, or 5 stars, or 0. I don't know. What was this? What was all of that?
I just want to clip that.
Wait a minute. Then here comes fucking Nyla Rose, right? Who's a monster, who's beating all these people involved except fucking Mime. And then goddamn Goldberg comes out, they jump her, and then here comes Thunder Rosa. You said to even up the odds. The odds aren't even. These 2 are down. Why is Nyla running at all?
Come on.
Nyla, Britt Baker, and why are we all running?
I don't know why Nyla was even out there to begin with. She didn't need to be a part of that whatsoever. It could have been just Goat Baker, Reba, and Maki Ito.
Right, and then they run. Okay, I get it. Reba's got 1 leg. We're out of here. But no, Nyla Rose, who just could beat up everybody with 1 hand, she's out. I'm done. I tap. This stinks.
Thank you. For
2. I still want 2. 2 stars.
I heard you. 2 stars. Ness, what was your thoughts?
Man, you would make me go after that. I enjoy the match. I gave it 3.5 stars. I enjoy the false finishes because it was very New Japan-esque. And I know it's a Joshi. I don't really watch Joshi wrestling like that, but it was reminiscent of a New Japan match, in my opinion. And it was a lot, and I enjoyed that in that market. So it definitely was better than I was expecting it to be. I do agree where it was too many of them and it went a little longer. Like you said, probably like 10, 12 minutes. That probably would have just been perfect. But overall, it was a good match in my opinion. But Nyla Rose being the one to come out, all this extra shit, like, no, you done lost. There's no reason for you to come out. Go Bigger could have came out because she got a W tonight. Her, Maki Ito, and Reba. So, like, I think that's the part of it that I didn't enjoy. But the actual match, it was 2 thumbs up. That was only 1 thumb up, but yeah.
I think Josiah said it perfectly. I think if they built more story and emotions behind the 2, the length would have probably been more bearable.
They did the like tonight. They haven't really divulged in their history because I didn't know that they had 3 draws. Like neither one of them has a pinfall victory over the other one.
Yeah, so, but they didn't even play that. I don't even think they played that video.
They didn't. No.
The countdown that I saw on Wednesday didn't even have that video pack. That video package literally just came before the matchup, and I was like, "Oh, that was nice. I wish I would have known that before."
Exactly.
Into this matchup.
That Tony.
So, I'll drop it. I agree with that. I'll drop it to a 3.25. Yeah, because they definitely could have built it up better.
3.25 from Ness. Let's go over to Richie. What was your thought? Oh, did we lose Richie? I think we lost.
Richie's here.
Oh, you're here? Okay. What was your thoughts on Mizunami and Shida?
I agree with you. Yeah. I thought it was a good match. I think AEW, they constantly do this. They'll have a really good match, and to overcompensate the fact that they don't put the women on TV as much as they should, they'll end up having a longer match than it really should have. Like, I agree with everybody. Like, if they would have stopped this match at like 12 minutes, this would have just been fire. But you have all these false finishes, and you have the continuation, and like you said, we don't have the emotional investment in these characters, and that's due to AEW. You know, like, they have a long history, and I didn't find that out until basically like right before the match. And I think if they would have included all that into the build and put more of the tournament on Dynamite to raise the stakes of this, I think this match could have easily been, cut it down 5 minutes. This match could have easily been a solid 3.5, 4-star match. I thought the in-ring action was really good, but I wasn't emotionally invested in it because it just wasn't there. They didn't tell the story on Dynamite TV like they should have. But for the match, for what we've seen, I thought the match was awesome. I will give it a solid 3 stars, but come on, AEW. You're doing a little bit better, but come on, you can do more. Like, if you really want us to care about the women's division, put more of those matches on Dynamite, not on YouTube on a Monday night at 7 o'clock. Come on, Dark is already 5.5 hours. Like, come on, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Good points. AEW
But,
got
yeah,
a
overall 3-star match, very solid match. Just wasn't.
They got a little bit
wasn't
of
emotionally invested. That's all.
They got a little bit of heat for not putting all the matches on their main show. So always going to have an issue with the women's division. It's either one thing or another. We got in the comments Romeo on Facebook saying, I would have loved that match if it was Britt Baker doing all of Rio's moves. Live crowd had no heat for this. Sounded like they didn't watch the Japanese side of the Eliminator tournament like me. Kayfabe Tactics says, I need to get back into some Joshi. Used to love all Japan women. And then we got Fifth Generation Carney saying, I agree, Philly. I wish they would have built it a little bit more as well. Apparently, Luther is a deathmatch legend, but we didn't know about these 3 matches that those ladies had. I kind of see where their priority is at sometimes. But yes, I think we need Chris G's thoughts on Shida and Rio before we move on to our next match.
I'll start off with the rating. I'll give it 3 stars just based on the physicality because that's what I enjoyed. But it was just like, I don't want to say I didn't care, but I knew Rio wasn't going to win. We've already seen Shida destroy everybody else. And the Nyla Rose shit like really wasn't necessary. Even though she might be the next contender or whatever. Who wants to see that? Raise your fucking hand if you want to see that. Yeah. Sorry. Nothing.
It's nothing against Nyla Rose, by the way.
No. It's just I think
we've seen it so many times.
Exactly.
Yes, and I'm invested in other women wrestlers on the roster. Britt Baker, of course. Thunder Rosa. You know, even Rio coming back. Shit, she looks good coming back. She looks like you know how they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's what happened with Rio for me. So I'm glad that she's back now. But yeah, I mean the match.
You forgot to mention Maki fucking Ito. But no. I want to make this clear. I want to make this clear for everyone watching. We do not talk about women's wrestling without talking about Maki Ito. I don't care if we talk about WrestleMania and 2 black women about the main event WrestleMania, even though they're not, because their storylines involve a sommelier who likes wine but doesn't like Carmella. He really likes Sasha, but then he's getting involved, making this whole rivalry a mid-card feud when it really should be in the main event. Even when we talk about that, we talk about Maki fucking Ito. Continue, Chris.
No, you brought up that fucking simp. I don't even want to talk anymore.
Oh, shit. All right.
Sorry. Not feeling ready.
My bad. We got Fifth Generation Carney says, and Britt Baker is their Roddy Piper. I like that.
Don't say that.
A female Roddy Piper? Oh yeah, Piper the title.
Yeah, fucking exactly. I don't need that in my fucking life.
He's over it. We're going to move on to our next matchup. Well, first, Marquez was backstage with Chucky T and Orange Cassidy, who were attacked by Miro and Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian body slamming Orange Cassidy on a crate backstage while Miro threw Chucky T into a glass door. He then dragged him out to ringside. It was Orange Cassidy came later down. He did a kip up on the stage and gave Miro the orange punch. But then finally it came down to Chucky T and Miro destroyed him, hitting the Masha kick and then locking in the game over to get the victory. I gave this match 2 stars. It was basic. It was a spotlight for Miro. Get in, get the fuck out. Miro looked good, and that's all I wanted. So mission accomplished. Chris G, let's go to you. Kip Sabian and Miro versus Orange and Chucky T.
Yeah, 2.5 stars. I mean, it's exactly what I wanted to see, though. I just wanted to see Miro be a beast. And it was perfect in the beginning, just throwing his head into the glass. I was like, yes, this is how you started. But the match, it was what it was. I'm just happy that Miro is getting a little spotlight on him. That's it.
Absolutely. Ness?
You just said it. I'm going to rate this basic because that's exactly what it was. It was a basic Miro squash match.
Basic.
Yeah.
We saw it a bunch of times in 2014 through 2015. It's a miss sight. Richie, Miro and Kip versus Orange and Chucky T.
I think it ticked all the boxes that it needed to. It made Miro look like a complete beast. I'm ready for them to pull the trigger on Miro and really unleash him. But yeah, it was very basic. They got over the points they were supposed to do. I honestly thought that Miro was going to turn on Kip Sabian tonight. I thought tonight was going to be the night. But yeah, it ticked all the boxes it needs to do. Miro looks like a beast. It was a showcase for him. Yeah, let's see what they do up next. I'm ready for Miro to step up to the next level and become a bigger player in AEW.
Yeah, I put it on Twitter.
Yeah, it was 2 stars.
I put it on Twitter immediately following the match. This was a basic showcase for Miro. Now he needs to move on and actually do something, please. Jimmy, what was your thoughts on Miro and Kip versus Chucky T and Orange?
Are your Instagram fans your dumb ones? I see 46% picked Miro and Sabian on Tru Heel Heat IG poll.
Yes, Romeo letting us know the results. I don't know what the hell was wrong with 54% of the people
What?
on this poll.
I was on a roll tonight. I got one match wrong. I was on a fucking roll.
Yeah, I think Stevie got this answer right. This match is fine. 2 stars. I love Miro. I love the talking he does during matches. I love the talking he does during promos. I love the talking in general. I'm over this feud. To me, this was a perfect finish. You guys are fun. You're not Miro. So hit the bricks. And now Miro should move on to Darby Allin, quite frankly, once he's done with Scorpio Sky on Wednesday. Apparently, we'll be done with that.
I mean, I think I said the perfect person for Miro to feud with. I believe it was on Tru Heel Heat 115 yesterday. But since he didn't get exploded at the end of the night, John Moxley and Miro should probably be the next feud. Get Moxley away from the world title scene, but at least it would be a step up for Miro. They're kind of like meeting in the middle. Moxley's taking a step down, Miro's taking a step up, and they meet there in the middle. I think that would be cool. Next up, we got to talk about the big money matchup: Hangman Page versus Matt Hardy, with the loser giving the winner their revenue for the first quarter of 2021. This match was another one that was a little bit basic as far as work rate, but it went nearly 15 minutes. I don't know what's your interest in a 15-minute Matt Hardy match, but this was a 15-minute Matt Hardy match. But Hangman Page made it more entertaining than your usual 15-minute Matt Hardy match. I think Hangman Page always proves he's a star. No matter what storyline they give him, he seems to always just give off that star aura. Whether he was a rising star in the beginning of AEW, and now he feels like a star that just is on the cusp of winning the big one. But he did good work here. I gave this, like I said, basic little matchup here. I gave it 3 stars. It accomplished what it needed to. If it ended a little bit earlier, I probably would have rated it a little bit better, but it was what it was. Let's go over to Richie. What was your thoughts on the big money match with Hardy and Page?
I like this match because of the stakes. Matt Hardy's whole character, his whole thing has been about money. So the fact that they made it about money just made it that much more important. I agree with you. Hangman Page, I'm pretty sure Hangman Page is not even 30 yet. And he is like his potential is just out the roof. Hangman Page has not lost in 2021 yet. I think he's going to go on a very long streak. I'm pretty sure he might take 1 loss in 2021, but I think they're really setting for that big mega rematch with Kenny Omega down the line. But yeah, I really like what they did with the whole, you had the Dark Order in there, and you had the Private Party in there. I like the last match, it ticked all the boxes. It did what it was supposed to do. It put Hangman over, made him like the star. I would go with like 2.5, maybe 3 stars. It wasn't, it was a Matt Hardy match, but Hangman, he did. But I like all the shenanigans that was going around, especially the finish when he was about to fall, and then Dark Order pick him back up, put him in there, buckshot Larry. I really enjoyed the finish, and so 2.5 stars. It did what it was supposed to do. Hangman's a star. I think, Hangman's 29 years old, so we got a lot of time with Hangman Page.
Absolutely. He's a star on the rise. He's under 30, which is rare with mainstream stars in professional wrestling, it seems, with WWE edicts saying they're only going to sign people that are 30 and over. But I agree that the finish to the match was probably the best part. It was just an excellent way of kind of putting a bow on this whole story, because the whole story started with Dark Order trying to recruit Hangman Page and then Matt Hardy swooping in after he rejected them. So it was a nice way of ending it with the Dark Order having his back. Jimmy, what was your thought on Page versus Hardy, the big money match?
I pretty much agree with you guys. 2.5, check the boxes. I think, ironically, Hangman's kind of in the same box as Miro. Like, this was a necessary stop, but we're done now, so we got to move on. Listen, I like this new Matt Hardy character, but Matt Hardy he's just what he is at this point. He can wrestle for 5 minutes or 30 minutes. It's going to be a 2-star match, a 3-star match. It is. I like the Dark Order, but I'm also done with them. I'm sorry. I need Silver and 99 to get away from them, and we can move on. I'm sorry. The rest of you can go. I'm sorry. Some of you are nice. You can all go.
No love for the Dark Order? Come on, man. Come on. You got to love
Silver and 99. Silver and Anna J. And that's the end of it.
Okay, fair. That's fair. That is the best. That is the best two members at the very least. But but speaking of Miro that you mentioned, we got Josiah in the comments mentioning on Facebook. I think they are planting the seed of Miro going solo with him sacrificing Kip's wife. That was one part of that match that we didn't mention, that Miro kind of sacrificed Penelope, and Kip kind of seemed like he was upset about it. I hope that is the first planting of the seed of Miro getting away from Kip, because that's the only way Miro's going to take a step up. He needs to get away from Kip, honestly. Ness, what was your thoughts on Page versus Hardy, the big money match?
3-star match. I think this might have been Matt Hardy's best match in AEW, or it's been the best match he's been in a while. But again, same kind of basic. I enjoyed the Dark Order, everything. I'm still here. This is finally great to see him embrace the Dark Order. Like, I don't know where they're going to go with it. Like, if he's like officially a part of them or with them, but we'll see when we get there. But it was decent. It's 3 stars.
3 stars from Ness and Chris G. Finally, what was your thoughts on Page versus Hardy?
Yeah, I gave this 3 stars too. You can tell when Matt Hardy comes out sometimes and has a match and he can't fucking move because his legs are just like shot and his back is stiff. But this wasn't one of those matches. He looked fluid, like he actually looked decent. So, and of course, Hangman just bringing that cowboy shit. Can't go wrong with that. Matt Hardy's such a scumbag. I love it. This new Matt Hardy, he's just this fucking scumbag putting his hands in the ropes and biting them and shit. It was entertaining. It was good for what it was. And I'm, I was here for it. All day. I was hyped. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Got the beer open, bro. Let's get it.
Yes, I enjoyed the hug. That was a nice, little happy ending. You need those type of happy endings on a show like this, because we didn't get a happy ending to the show. Next up, we got to talk about the Face of the Revolution ladder match. 6 participants. It was Lance Archer, Penta L0M, Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, Max Caster, and the final participant was the one, the only, All Ego, Ethan Page, the artist formerly known as Karate Man, is in AEW. He had a nice little showcase for himself in this matchup. This was a wild out of hand type of ladder match, everything going. I mean, a lot of it, I would say, especially like the first half, kind of, I felt it was missing something, like more of like the sense of urgency kind of going after the stuff. Like I felt like the glue of the matchup was really Scorpio Sky. Like even before the result, he was kind of the guy who was getting into it, and you felt like he really wanted to grab the brass ring. First of all, the brass ring, yes, was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. It looked like they went into Sonic the Hedgehog world and stole the ring and put it on top of the ring. It was ridiculous. I understand. Yes, it's a little wording that you get from like Vince McMahon telling people who are under a glass ceiling to grab the brass ring, but that was goofy. It was just goofy. I had to mention that. But yes, good spots all around. Cody took a sick destroyer on a ladder bridge, and it looked like they were basically giving him the edge at WrestleMania 23 treatment. But then the camera was on him way too long, way too fucking long.
Just standing there like, nigga, we know you're coming back. Like, just come back to the ring. Why are you still doing this right now?
It's just like everything Cody does, it really feels like he's trying too hard. And this was another case of that. And just when he thought he had the best bump of the match, Scorpio Sky takes a flat back bump into a ladder bridge that breaks, and he lands on his neck in a ridiculous spot. But finally, in the end, it came down to Scorpio and Cody at the top of the ladder. Scorpio hit the injured shoulder of Cody and then pushed him down and grabbed the brass ring. And now Scorpio Sky will verse Darby Allin for the AEW TNT champion this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite. I gave this match 3 3/4 stars. Honestly, like I said, if it had a little bit more sense of urgency, a little bit more energy in the beginning portion when I felt like they were doing like, okay, 2 in, 2 out, do a spot here, do a spot out. It kind of felt like they were just going from spot to spot to spot. It wasn't until I think after the destroyer to Cody, like get Cody the fuck out the way, and then we can actually have a good ladder match. That's what it kind of felt like to me. That's when the match kind of got a little bit better, even though Cody still wanted to hog the camera. But
Jesus, all right.
That's why I gave it 3 3/4 stars. No, I'm not just bashing Cody here. This is just how I felt. I'm sorry. Richie, let's start off with you. What was your thoughts on the Face of the Revolution ladder match?
Well, first off, I really like the name Face of the Revolution. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm like, dude, they really just go into like Sonic the Hedgehog world and literally just grab a ring, like just plug it right out of the video games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I wish that Ethan Page, they could have like established more of like a rivalry with Ethan Page, because since he didn't get the win, I wish that he could have had like just like that one-on-one conflict with somebody, just to like, on that night, like he had to look forward to, saying, this being his debut. I personally thought that Scorpio Sky was the guy to win this match. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I had like a flawless night with my predictions with Revolution. But yeah, I felt like this was Scorpio Sky's time. He was in line for a big push, but then he I think he tore his meniscus, and that's what shelved him for a couple of months. And if you notice, when he pushed Cody off, he had a couple of words for Cody before he pushed him off. So I'm not sure if they're going to write Cody off, because Brandy's about to pop pretty soon. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I give it a solid 3.5 stars. And I agree with you. It didn't really start to jump off until after that destroyer. And I asked you guys, who took the worst of that destroyer? Was it Pentagon or was it Cody? Because that destroyer just looked like a destroyer. Like, nobody looked like they got the good end of that destroyer that Pentagon hit on the ladder. But yeah, it was a solid match. Rest in peace to Karate Man. Will we see a Karate Man in AEW? Who knows? But yeah, I'm glad that Scorpio Sky got the brass ring, literally and figuratively, and I'm hoping that he actually wins. I'm surprised that he's facing Darby Allin this Wednesday. I thought there was going to be a little bit more build, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Maybe we might get a little bit of heel turn from Scorpio Sky. So we'll see. I enjoyed it.
Well, they definitely have set the seeds for Scorpio Sky to turn heel if he hasn't already turned heel, because I already kind of feel like he turned heel. He started when he was doing
Nick's so corny, yo. This Nick's so corny.
When he was doing his commentary on Dynamite, he was talking like a heel. I thought I missed something. I was like, did I miss the heel turn? Because he's already talking like he already turned heel. But Ness, what was your thoughts on the Face of the Revolution ladder match?
It was decent overall. I gave it 3.5 stars as well. The spots were definitely major. My gripes with the match, fucking Cody. Yo, at the point he's in the back, like everybody, the match is going on. He's in the back, shot, like talking to whoever the fuck he's talking to. It doesn't even fucking matter who he's talking to. You shouldn't be back there talking to nobody. You should be in the fucking match. If you can stand up and hold a conversation, you can climb the fucking ladder and get the brass ring. So all that shit was extra and didn't need to happen. Yeah. So 3.5.
Chris G, what was your thoughts on the Face of the Revolution ladder match?
I gave it 3.5 as well. Not my favorite ladder match, but they had some cool spots. Like Lance Archer looking like a beast. Max Caster has won me over with the simple bar. He said he has blood on his hands like Governor Cuomo. Know what? You get it, bro. You got it. You watched Tru Heel Heat and you didn't like what I said about you, and you took it, and that's it. You won me over. I'm a Max Caster fan. Kind of sloppy at times, but that's to be expected. It's a fucking 6-man car crash ladder match. Ethan Page, all ego karate man. Ooh, I'm happy that he didn't showcase too much because he has a lot to offer. So slow burn. I think we need a slow build. Let him build himself up slowly. There's plenty of time on Dynamite, Dark, wherever the fuck you want to put him. Elevation, the other show that's coming in whenever. Who cares? Just put him on TV eventually. Not a fan of the winner, even though Scorpio Sky did look good in this match. But I'm just not a Scorpio Sky guy. So, but it is what it is. 3 stars, 3.5.
No, I thought this was the right way to kind of introduce Ethan Page. He didn't have to win here. He wasn't directly involved in the finish. And Scorpio Sky, like all you guys have said, it was all overdue for him to kind of get a big win like this. 5th Generation Carney even said it in the comments here. Jimmy, what was your thoughts on the Face of the Revolution ladder match?
I went 3.5 too. I can't stop thinking about Max Caster now after the fucking Cuomo thing, and then with the Lady Gaga line fucking on Dynamite.
Yes.
This is my guy now. Like, this is what it is. Lance Archer to me was the star of this match, and he's been on a roll for like the last month and a half. Even though him and the Snake make no sense if he's a babyface, but him as a monster, not bullshitting around, not talking to the camera, not playing with his food, as you like to say, it just works. Cody, I love Cody. You know I love Cody. We argue about Cody all the time. At least we used to. Now we're on the same page. He's got to go. Like, I was dreading him coming back. I knew he was going
to come back, and I'm like, yo, I know this nigga's not about to come back and win this match after all that shit.
Just don't. We just let's move on. And please don't win. If you come back, please don't fucking win. This is random, but could we not put Jade at ringside anymore? She looks so bored.
Yes.
Oh, that was her?
So fucking bored. To me,
wow.
I feel bad.
I don't want to. I'm sorry to say this, but after seeing Jade look like an absolute star on Wednesday, I don't want to see her in regular clothes. She should never be in regular. Did China ever wear regular clothes directly after looking like an absolute star on Monday Night Raw? No, she didn't follow it up at In Your House wearing a fucking blouse and shit, and accidentally clapping for the guy that you beat up on Wednesday. Like, sheesh.
She was so not interested in anything that was happening. She was just trying to be a team player and stinking at it. Scorpio Sky winning though, I bet they were actually planning a feud, and then they fucking heard his commentary as a fucking awful heel, and they said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna get rid of this shit on Wednesday, and we'll move on and figure the rest of the shit out." Because I'm glad he's not a heel. He just isn't. I'm sure he's a good guy because he comes across like a nice guy that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's a terrible heel. What the fuck is this? His eyebrows? What are you, 12? What the fuck are you doing? Enough. Enough of this guy. Sorry. He needs a manager.
I love it. He needs Daniels. Daniels. I think we
I
said.
was gonna say he was he was SCU were heels, but he's not like on his own. I don't think he could pull it
No,
off.
SCU aren't heels. SCUs are babyface.
Not right now, but they were heels.
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's not, and no, we don't have any recollection of that because it wasn't in the last 2 years of AEW. That's before. That's you know how they say BC. That was B AEW before AEW. So that don't count. That don't count. I don't remember that. But we got Romeo in the comments asking question to me, Chris, and Ness. Who is better, Ethan Page or LA Knight? LA Knight is the better talker. Ethan Page is better at everything else.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I think Ethan Page could hold his own on the mic though.
Yeah,
I think he's underrated. So maybe not as much as LA Knight, but you give him a run for his money. But yeah, everything else, Ethan.
That's only me really giving praise to LA Knight's mic work because yes, Ethan Page is good on the mic, but that's the only thing LA Knight would even have a chance of being better at Ethan Page there because Ethan Page, better character, better presentation, has more of the it factor in my opinion, and a better worker. So we'll move on. We got 2 more matches to talk about, but before we get into the 2 more matches, I think we should. We'll talk about it here. The mystery signing, the Hall of Fame worthy signee to AEW. Big Show Paul White hyped it up before the show, said the star would be Hall of Fame worthy, said it would be a huge name. We also had Tony Khan on the AEW Restricted podcast say that it was one of his all-time favorite wrestlers. Paul White earlier in this show said this guy would outwork anyone. So I'm just going to say it here. We got about almost 20 people watching on Facebook, probably another 20 or so on YouTube, maybe another 20 on Twitter. So if you're watching this live, I hope you're listening. If you're watching this on demand, put the pin right here on this timestamp right now. I just want to tell you, if you are a wrestling fan who let your own emotions and thoughts and feelings determine that if AEW, if this star that they hyped, that they gave specific instructions to clues that you had to look for, Hall of Fame worthy, huge name, outwork anyone. If you believe those things had to be either Brock Lesnar or CM Punk, and if AEW didn't come through on your expectation that you came out of left field and out of your ass and formed a fart into this thought, if it made you believe that and you're upset with AEW and you're saying Christian was a letdown for the hype that they gave you and the hype that you gave yourself, then you're a fucking idiot. Christian is Hall of Fame worthy. Christian is a huge name. Christian can outwork anyone. And I saw this on Twitter, and I'm going to say it here right now. Edge is great. Edge is fantastic. I love Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian is one of my favorite, all-time favorite tag teams.
Okay.
But
Edge main evented WrestleMania 24. Edge has been in numerous world title matches at WrestleMania. I will say this because I believe it, because someone else tweeted it, but I'm going to say it here. Christian deserves a WrestleMania main event more than the motherfucker main event in WrestleMania 37 this year. So, and he was never going to get it under contract under that old fuck who never saw anything in him. In fact, that old fuck in 2005 didn't want to have his face on his television screen. He wanted to put a blue dot over this man's face. So if you're upset that Christian signed with AEW because, I wanted to see an Edge and Christian. I wanted to see that Christian versus Big E match that I never got 7 years ago. You're a horrible professional wrestling fan. I just want to let you know that. This is me being your friend and being honest with you. I love you. I love you all watching. I appreciate you all for watching. I'm just trying to be real with you and help you out and be a better professional wrestling fan. Be happy for people because Christian is not going to get the opportunities in WWE that he will in AEW. He will be a great asset to them. He will have great matches, and he will help the future of the business, which in WWE, the future of the business is the 38-year-old Damian Priest. So let's move on. I'll hear you guys' thoughts on Christian being the Hall of Fame worthy signee. Jimmy, start us off.
All right. Yeah, I don't know who thought Brock Lesnar. Listen, Tony Khan's got money. He ain't got that kind of money. Like, knock it off. Christian looks good. He looks like he's in shape, at least compared to his contemporaries like Matt Hardy and Chris Jericho. I think that was my guess actually on the recap, right? Was it Christian?
Yeah. I think we agreed there. Yep.
Yeah. So will it work? I don't know. I feel like this is a slippery slope we're going down. First Sting, then Big Show, then Christian. I feel like we're about to become TNA. I'm just a little nervous. I like Christian, and I hope he gets not a world title run, but a main event run in AEW. But I'm nervous. I'm concerned about where this is headed.
I mean, to be fair with TNA, they signed Brodus Clay and treated it like this Christian signing. So
no, I'm not going back that far. I'm not going back that far.
Saying, before we give them the TNA label, let's let them get to there first.
But what's this 3 in 12 seconds? I told you once they signed Sting, you can't just fucking do crap once.
But this is the
fucking pump. You just keep doing it. You're like, oh shit, that worked. Let's do that again. Oh shit, that worked. Let's do that again. After this Christian bump on Dynamite goes up to 900,000, whatever the fuck, they're not going to go sign somebody else. You don't think so?
Probably.
It is what it is. You got to room for people.
This is the only guy that can work on a regular basis, though. Out of Sting, Paul White, and him, he's the only one that can have more than 4 matches this year.
It's true, as we saw fucking in the very next match.
We're going to talk about it. Chris G, what was your thoughts on Christian being the signing for AEW?
So what's wrong with motherfuckers who want to CM Punk, son? Huh? You taking it personal? So what if we got some dreams? So what if we got hope that he comes back one day? No, listen. Perfect world. Of course, I would. I'd take Punk in a heartbeat. But am I mad that it's Christian? Absolutely not. I mean, Christian's the man, and he deserves some love. You know, if WWE ain't gonna show it to him, let AEW show it to him. Hopefully, just signing all these fucking people, they get that second show on TNT up and soon. Even though it'll be only like 1 extra hour, it's still, you can take talent from Dynamite that shouldn't be on Dynamite right now, put them on there, and then you can insert these guys like Miro getting a fucking big run and Christian now and whoever else you can think of, you know?
Yeah, makes sense. We got in the comments here, Khan thinks Christian is one of the best wrestlers of the last couple of decades, and Christian gave him a call and wanted to come to AEW. Christian wants to wrestle regularly. So I think I said this to Jimmy before we went live. I heard this on, I think it was Gary Cassidy on Twitter, that Christian performed at the Royal Rumble knowing that this nigga was signing with AEW. That is some boss ass shit, yo. That is some boss ass shit, because you know he got offered that sweet, comfortable part-time deal after they saw him return, because you know WWE loved them nostalgia. Even if they never viewed you as a star in your career, they love a motherfucker who used to be a star during the Attitude Era. But Christian said, I want to actually wrestle. So that's why he is with AEW. We also got in the comments here, we kept the file saying Richie's prediction on what angle AEW will take with Christian Cage. So Richie, what was your thoughts on Christian Cage being the mystery signing for AEW? And what's your prediction on what will be the first angle for Christian?
Well, I don't think that AEW will take the TNA route. I think their booking is way too smart. And before I even address that, for all the people out there saying, oh, they're just signing this ex-guy, this ex-WWE guy. First off, the entire NXT. I just want to throw that out there before. Oh, we're just signing this ex-WWE guy. Your entire your Raw mid card is all of Ring of Honor, WPG. Like, it's just so. Please just end this stupid argument with calling guys extra. There are very far and few in between AEW and WWE. There are very few homegrown talents. Just want to just throw that out there so we get that argument. I thought it was going to be CM Punk, but I was not at all disappointed with Christian Cage. Christian was always one of my favorite wrestlers. I really always enjoyed his work. I never understood why he never got the credit that he should have gotten in WWE. And I absolutely understand why he would make this jump. Same reason why Paul White makes the jump. If you still have gas in the tank and you're not being treated the way you should be, why not leave? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why not leave? I think Christian. I don't think you have on a AEW World Heavyweight Championship run. I do see him competing for the TNT Championship. I do see him competing in some tag team matches. I do see him when they introduce the Trios Championship. I definitely see him being involved with that. His first angle, I could see Christian going up against a Darby Allin. I could see Christian going up against a Scorpio Sky. I can see Christian going up against a Kip Sabian. I think they're going to use this established legend to bring up the undercard, some guys that are kind of on the cusp of the mid-card, and bring them up to more of that upper mid-card to main event status, as he should be. AEW, for me, in my experience with them, they have used their legends and their veterans to the advantage and not made a mockery of them. So I'm glad for this signing. I'm looking forward to Christian Cage having some badass matches. I think he could be a TNA championship, but I don't think he'll ever win the AEW championship. I don't think he really necessarily needs to. He's already established. He's really there to be a great voice backstage. And I'm very much looking forward to his run in AEW.
I think that Christian versus MJF will be money. I think Christian versus Kenny Omega would be great in the ring. There is a lot for Christian to do and a lot of potential for it. But as soon as I heard that music, I think Nick Jackson said the same thing as me. I was like, the instant classic. That was the old TNA theme that they pulled out for Christian. For you old school TNA fans, I
love the TNA run, by the way. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, that was the best Christian, honestly, in my opinion. Like, as a babyface and a heel, he was at his best in TNA. I think Nick Jackson talking about my little rant to all the fans. Thank you, Sid. We got Fifth Generation Carney saying those are Mark Darts, and Josiah saying thank you as well. We also got over here. We kept the file saying TNAEW. Talking about what Jimmy had to say there. We also got Nick Jackson saying Christian dropped the crown, and Romeo says that that the Edge and Christian hug at the Rumble was a hug goodbye. Aw, you leave the memories alone. Don't change a thing. And I want you here. Let's talk about the street fight between Team Taz, Team Taz versus Sting, and the AEW TNT champion Darby Allin. This was a cinematic event, cinematic matchup. We got cinematic entrances for Absolute Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. We got Darby and Sting getting a full-length motherfucking music video for their goddamn entrance, with Darby riding his skateboard through the street while TVs are playing his music video for his theme song, until he grabbed the pickup truck of Sting and rode it to their lair. They got this matchup. They must have had their lawyers pull up the contract, because the motherfuckers had this match. They said it was an undisclosed location, but I knew those windows. I know those windows. Those motherfucking hoodlums broke those windows. So it was in Sting and Darby's father-son lair that they had this matchup. We had some cinematic music, but all in all, I think this was a fun little spectacle. There was a bunch of memorable spots, in my opinion. One of my favorites being Brian Cage lifting Darby Allin in a suplex, walking up a stairs while still having Darby Allin in the suplex position. He centered the garbage can so he could drop Darby Allin on it. All of that, I was just like, Brian Cage is just unreal strong. Like, that was just ridiculous. And speaking of unreal strong, Cage and Hobbs swinged Darby Allin's entire body into a window that was standing up against the wall. That was definitely my favorite spot of the night. We had Sting attack Team Taz with the bat, breaking the bat over Brian Cage's back, leading to Darby Allin doing a coffin drop. Well, first of all, he did a coffin drop off a wall. He did it off a pole. Then he did it off the second floor of the lair into a whole big thing that blew up, and it was a wrap. He was gone. And then finally, Sting and Ricky Starks were in the ring in the lair, and Sting gave Ricky Starks the Scorpion Death Drop for the win. For a cinematic match, I give this 3.5 stars. I had a blast watching this. Sting looked great for 61 years old. This is how you protect Sting. And the fact that WWE, with their $1 million production team, did not have the foresight to try something like this. The fact we never got Sting versus Undertaker in a cinematic matchup. What the hell was the WWE doing? This was exactly what it needed to be here. What was your thoughts, Ness? The cinematic match, the street fight, Darby Allin and Sting versus Team Taz.
I'll give this 3 3/4 stars. Like, this was a very, very good cinematic matches, and I don't even want to give a number rating to it because it's like you're watching a movie, and they definitely pulled this out. You can tell where the edits were, but still overall, man, like the carnage and just all the brutality going on in this match was crazy. And then them swinging him through the glass, that shit was wild. Like, it was just so much shit going on, and it was fucking fantastic. I love this match. It's probably my favorite matches tonight.
I like it, Jimmy. To get a juxtaposition from Ness's view,
I'll be honest. I made it 2 minutes into the actual match. Like, I love the entrance. I love both their entrances. And then I forget who was in the ring. I want to say Sting and Cage. And there was like a swinging camera that came down, and we cut over here. And I went, I'm out. What is this? This is a fucking student film music video. Like, what the fuck am I watching? I'm out. I tapped. I guess it protected Sting, but over the last 6 months, I now care less about Darby and Team Taz, like, altogether. Especially Cage, who I was in love with, but now I'm not, because he can't beat up a 60-year-old man.
Hey, a 60-year-old man with a bat, though.
But bat, right?
He had a bat.
Forgot about the bat.
He was armed.
That shit broke on his back
with a prop.
He broke it over his back. That hurts. Jimmy.
That hurts, yes.
What was your thoughts on Sting and Darby Allin versus Team Taz? Richie, your thoughts on the street fight?
Man, I thought for a cinematic match, the cinematography for me was ace. I like you said, WWE, this literally billion dollar company. I think the cinematography, I don't think WWE has done a cinematic match like this. I feel like the cuts, the edits were it was like watching a movie. I personally enjoyed it. I thought they took a little bit of a chance, did something different instead of just a regular cinematic match. They really did, it's kind of like Paul Heyman didn't book this. This is like how Paul Heyman would book this. You hide your weaknesses, you emphasize your strength. We all know that Sting is a 61-year-old man, but you wouldn't know that watching this match. You know what I'm saying? Sting was in there whooping ass. Actually, on my Instagram, I actually posted the entire swing of Powerhouse Will Hobbs and Brian Cage swinging Darby Allin into the glass thing. I really enjoyed this match. I'm not sure where the storylines go after this. I don't know what Sting does after this. I'm not sure what the father and son duo do after this, but I really enjoyed this match just from a cinematic point of view. Just the edit, the music, the way they put everything together. I thought it was very visually impressive. You're right, there was a lot of cool spots they had in there. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I give it 3 stars. It was, as far as visuals, it was definitely one of the best visual cinematic matches that I've seen. I really enjoyed it. And just to backtrack, and again, I didn't get a chance to comment on this. Please, AEW, don't ever put Jade Cargill in the audience. Ever. That girl looked like she was angry.
Yo, I didn't even know it was her.
Clapping for the wall people. Just keep her backstage. She's a star.
She's a star. She's not an audience.
Big broad shoulders and that blonde hair.
Like after the night she just had on Wednesday, she's just in the crowd not doing shit.
I mean, I enjoyed the match.
Oh, I have a suggestion. Couldn't we spend less money on cinematographers and more money on fucking explosions?
Yeah,
that leads us to the main event.
No. Well, yeah, that's definitely a great transition there. We just have a couple of comments. Tony Khan says we'll probably see Sting in more cinematic matches, but he wouldn't rule out seeing him wrestle in the ring again. Apparently, he thinks he has more in him to do that. That's what he said on the press conference, according to Romeo. And then we got Josiah on Facebook saying Vince never gave Sting versus Taker cinematic match for the same reason Christian never got his WrestleMania moment. He's blind. I mean, straight Stevie Wonder to the greatest he could have had. Plus, the commentary was way better in this than on all of the WWE cinema matches. Yeah, I thought the commentary at first, it was jarring because I was like, I wish they would have just had like Taz and somebody at the actual place doing commentary instead of like the audio, because it was kind of like not matching all the time. But I thought overall it was a good choice, because if it was just completely quiet, it would have been different.
I want to add to that. I'm actually going to change my rating now. I'm dropping it to a 3.5, not 3 3/4 stars, because there shouldn't have been no commentary, in my opinion. Like, it's a cinematic match. We already know the story. Let them play it out. Let them talk their shit to each other. All the commentary, them talking over the match, that definitely threw it off for me. So no 3 3/4, 3.5.
Okay, fair. Wrap it up, Chris G. What was your thoughts on the street fight?
I mean, definitely. I didn't have a problem with the commentary, but I don't think the commentary was needed. But it wasn't bad. I mean, I thought they did a decent job, and it felt real. Like, you know, that was the first time they were actually watching that, and we were getting like their good reaction, like a real reaction from them. I loved it. I love cinematic matches. I gave this 4 stars. I love both entrances. Hopping in, what is it? It looked like a Lambo Maserati. I don't know. It was a nice car. It was worth more than I could afford. That's all I know. Nice. Darby just. I don't know if he wants to. He must have a hell of a life insurance policy, because he's just trying to find new ways to kill himself, and he's trying to cash out, or somebody's going to cash out on him. I thought the face paint, the half and half, was dope.
That was dope.
Cool. I knew I was going to like this like 2 minutes in, when he does like a flip off the wall into like a German suplex from Brian Cage. Yes. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. He's climbing up shit, doing coffin drops. I like the ambiance, the aura, the grittiness. The cinematography was dope. I thought, like, just the cuts behind the cameras and just like different angles. Like, I don't know. I was interested. I was in it from start to beginning. I mean, to start to finish. And Darby jumping, giving me Jeff Hardy vibes or Shane McMahon vibes, jumping from however far up. Man, I loved all of it. So 4 star.
Yeah, it seems overall, for anyone who watched the match, I know Jimmy only watched 2 minutes of it. Anyone who watched the match seemed to enjoy it, and it accomplished what it needed to, which was making Sting look good, which we all wanted for him. So hopefully they take, you know, what they did with the build up to this, adjust some things, but this is kind of the presentation with the match that they needed for the Stinger.
Yeah, like get rid of the book and hand it to somebody who knows what he's doing, like something like that.
Hey, best booker of 2020, just letting you know. I mean, it was only between him and Vince, to be fair. Main event time. Talk about the AEW World Championship matchup and the exploding barbed wire death match. This was a match where 3 sides of the ring was wrapped in barbed wire. Those barbed wire were wired with explosives. There was also 3 sides of the ring called the Triple Hell, which also had barbed wire structures that were laced with explosives. And it was a 30-minute time limit. When the 30 minutes went up, every explosion was going to blow up.
Everyone.
Or so we thought. This match, the match itself, from bell to bell, was great. This was everything it needed to be. It lived up to the expectation, which were very high for this, and it lived up to the spectacle. But also at the same time, this didn't feel like your typical like big death match from like an ECW or CZW or GCW. This felt more like an 80s blow off match, like a bunkhouse brawl, or like bring your own clothes, come as you are. We're gonna finish this rivalry once and for all, and that's what the work kind of played into it. I think it was a great choice, only having 3 sides of the ropes laced with the barbed wire. The one side they were able to have more, freedom with this matchup, and this was like a brutal match. Moxley had the Crimson Mask going on. Both guys took the barbed wire shots. Kenny Omega probably took the best of the barbed wire explosions, going chest first into the barbed wire and exploding, and then going back to back. He also took the barbed wire board, which bloodied his arm. Then we had one of the best false finishes that I've ever seen. This was brilliant as far as using the gimmick to get away from something that could have gone wrong, because they could have had Moxley kick out of it, but this was brilliant the way they did it. Omega hit the One Winged Angel with Moxley near the ropes, and Moxley went to put his foot on the ropes for a rope break, but it set off the explosion and it popped Omega in the face, putting him off of the pin. The greatest false finish of the One Winged Angel I've ever seen, and I've seen all of them. That was the best one. That was just brilliant stuff. And finally, in the end, Gallows and Anderson came down and helped Omega. Omega hit Moxley in the face with an exploding barbed wire bat. He then followed with the One Winged Angel through a chair, a folded out chair for the win. They then beat down Moxley for another couple of minutes before the 1 minute counter went off. And everything was supposed to blow up. Don Callis told Omega, Gallows, and Anderson to get out the ring as the clock was going down. Then we had Eddie Kingston come out on stage with the Butcher and the Blade. He fought off Butcher and the Blade, who were trying to hold him back, and he went in the ring to try to save Moxley from the explosion. He couldn't get Moxley out of the ring in time, so he just basically covered his former friend to avoid the explosions.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then Gilbert came out of nowhere, and we saw his entrance with the sparklers everywhere. And yes, the explosion went off like a wet fart. A fart in a church. The pastor is putting on his best sermon ever, and someone just, and that's the end. That was the end of the sermon. End of service on Sunday. What was a great pay-per-view ended off with quite a whimper. But that was the post-match. The match itself, the barbed wire, exploding barbed wire death match, was amazing in my opinion. I gave this match 4.5 stars. I think Omega and Moxley know how to tell a fantastic story within the confines of these no rules barbed wire death match types, and they just take it to another level. They have the storytelling, and they have the little things and details that make great matches that you're not used to seeing in death matches. They did it at Full Gear 2019. They did it here. The post match was on its way to being amazing. One of the best post-match, one of the best endings to a AEW pay-per-view ever. And then the explosions let my man Eddie Kingston and John Moxley down. Kingston had to sell that fake-ass explosion. Oh, my God. And Moxley, after the show, said to the crowd that Kenny Omega is one tough son of a bitch, but he can't make an exploding ring for shit. So that was Moxley's thoughts. What are your thoughts, Nets, on Omega versus Moxley? And then, of course, the post-match and ending.
Oh God. I give it 4.25. I enjoyed the match overall. Now, I'm just going to talk about the match itself right now. It was brutal. It was definitely gritty. It was a fantastic match, in my opinion. The explosions were the explosions during the match were great. A lot of brutality. Those bumps, man. That exploder that Kenny took through the barbed wire board, that shit was crazy. The just everything. But it was just a great match. Actually, before I even get to the quote unquote real finish, Eddie Kingston coming out. I really like that. I really enjoyed the fact that they brought him out. That connection. These guys were just going at it a couple months ago, trying to, in their own crazy way, rebuild their relationship, and I guess we're going to have a Eddie Kingston face turn. He could definitely get over as a face. Like, you could talk his ass off, and it's going to be phenomenal matches. This might be another feud for Omega. So that's definitely great. But that's where all the compliments end, because this nigga Eddie Kingston is trying to save John Moxley, get him out the ring. I'm like, oh shit, it's getting real suspenseful. It's 10 seconds left. These niggas about to blow up. This shit was like when these goofy guys that talk to women, say they're going to do all this to you, blow you back out. We're going to have a long night of just passionate love making. And then you they nut in like 10 seconds. That's what this was for me. They built this shit up like it was about to be this crazy ass explosion. Everybody in the front row going down. All this extra shit just for it to be sparklers. Just like Sid said, it was a wet fucking fart. So I definitely would have gave it 4.5, but that shit there definitely dropped down a quarter. So yeah, 4.25. I love the match itself. I'm not going to praise everything else that happened after the fact, outside of Eddie Kingston being the one to come down.
Understandable. We got in the comments here a bunch of people. Nick Jackson saying he feels so bad for Eddie Kingston. We also got Fifth Generation saying that Bryce Rensburg looked like he was wearing a zigzag. Bryce Rensburg was in the hazmat suit. I love those great touches that they added to this match. It definitely added to the entire presentation. Richie, what was your thoughts on the exploding barbed wire death match main event, and of course the post match and ending?
I thought, just like everybody else, I thought that the match itself was brutal. It was uncomfortable to watch at times. I'm glad both guys are okay. They seem like they're okay. I enjoyed the match. Those guys delivered. And, what I really like about it is just there was a reason for it. Like Kenny was trying to take Moxley out. Like, this wasn't just he didn't just throw this match out just because. He knew that he had to go to this length to take out John Moxley. And really, they're just doing a really great job of just putting over how tough John Moxley was. I liked everything about the match. I mean, my feelings are pretty much the same about the post match. I think they should have really went with the collapse of the ring. They should have went with the collapse of the ring gimmick and just really had, because even if the explosion didn't go off like that, if you'd have collapsed the ring, that would have just made it that much more impactful. But besides the uninspected appearance from Gilbert's pyro, I mean, everything else was great. It was awesome. That one winged angel on the chair. Ugh, gosh. Ugh. There's no way to soften that. That shit hurt. But yeah, it was dope. I think Moxley's probably going to be off TV for a little bit. I'm pretty sure Renee's like going to pop any minute now. So I think that was their way of writing Moxley off of TV. They had actually, in a promo that Moxley did on Dynamite, he had said that he wanted him and Eddie Kingston to be friends again. So they kind of teased the Eddie Kingston coming out to save him. They kind of teased that before on Dynamite. But yeah, I mean, the match itself, I'll give it 4 stars. I thought it was brutal. I thought it delivered all the hardcore action that we expected. But yeah, the post match was a letdown. But what I like about AEW is I feel like they'll actually make fun of themselves for it. I feel like they will address it and like they'll like, or maybe they will, or at least maybe they'll do it on Being the Elite. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. So I like the fact that they can make fun of themselves because I mean, come on, that was like a wet fart. That was such a wet fart at the end. It was just like, oh, I was gonna explode. Good work.
Yes,
So, but you know, overall, good shit.
Yeah, we know one thing with AEW. They've never been shy to kind of mention when they mess up something big like this. We kept the file in the comment section saying top 3 botches moments of all time, no debating. Shockmasters was worse. Brock Lesnar was worse. I mean, I probably can think of more. Oh, Booker T saying Hulk Hogan is a nigger, definitely worse. So
we're missing like 7 Ahmed Johnson promos.
Yeah. I was like top 3. That's a little much.
No, that's top 3. Not that you get away with that.
I wouldn't say that. I mean,
Booker T didn't end the show.
We also got
the whole show. Don't do that.
We also got Rambo in the comments saying Christian signing was TNA level 16 years ago. And then Romeo addressing what Tony Khan said in the post-show scrum. He says they will address the finish on Dynamite. He said, quote,
I said that too.
Kenny crudely built the bomb with hammers and nails. And in the end, when it comes to building exploding rings, that's not his forte.
Condon,
I told you, Romeo. I told you so. I told you that was going to fucking happen.
Condon said, I don't know what some people wanted short of actually blowing both the guys up. There's only so much we can do.
See? If this was Vince, we was not fucking mind. This fucking nonsense. Why is Eddie Kingston selling it then? Why is he selling it? What do you mean?
He probably expected more. That's why. He's like, what the fuck, Tony?
Go ahead, Jimmy. Give us your thoughts on the match, the post-match, and the ending.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, that was a good match. I love that match. And see, the reason I criticize is out of love. And I gotta be honest, the things I criticize, which is the finish, quite frankly, the actual finish, is what makes this match work. It's trying to be over the top. You're trying to be ridiculous. And they went for it, and it worked. And then they try to do it with the fucking thing. How about you just cut the black before 0 if you can't afford it? Oh, shit, the fuck's gonna happen? God.
Yeah, that probably would have been better. That probably much better.
It's weird because I love that whole story. As Richie mentioned, they already kind of teased Moxley and Kingston coming back together. When Moxley was jumped backstage, Kingston's like, get the fuck out of my face. It wasn't me. And then he talked about getting back with them, keep trying to make it work. Moxley did over and over again. And then he breaks away from Blade and Butcher, and he comes out there and he covers them. This is the actual cinematic shit. This is what I'm here for, not swinging jib cameras. Anyway, he covers them, and shit's about to blow up. It buried everybody involved. I don't look at anybody the same again. I just don't. I don't look at Eddie Kingston the same anymore. I guess I look at Moxley the same because he was hurt already. Fucking JR company got to sell this shit like motherfuckers got blown up. JR's not the greatest announcer of all time anymore. He's like 6th because he had to sell this shit. This is ridiculous. What are we doing? And then this piece of shit who you love, listen, I only represent me. I don't represent SP3 or Tru Heel Heat or anybody. Said I don't want anybody to get in trouble. But Tony Khan stinks. And I'm tired of pretending like he doesn't because he has a better product than WWE. I don't watch WWE. I watch him botch this shit every Wednesday. That's what I watch. I don't know what Vince is doing. I know what he's doing. I know the only thing he gets right is talented people in the ring. The other thing about booking, like Sting or Goat Baker, he botches because he stinks. And it is what it is. So, yeah, 4 stars.
Bravo. Thank you for the disclaimer. Thank you for that rant. That was beautifully done. Beautifully done. Your anger for Tony Khan never ceased to amaze me. Your boy Kayfabe Tactics in the comments agreeing with you, saying Gato from New Japan, best booker. Chris G, finish this off. with the exploding barbed wire death match. What you thought of the match, the post match, and the ending?
All right, let's start with the rating. I gave this match 4.5 stars because I fucking loved it. I loved everything. But the best way to describe this is, y'all ever had White Castle, right?
Yeah.
And you get to White Castle or any chains, fucking restaurant. I go with White Castle specifically for this reason. You order everything on the menu that looks good: the bacon cheeseburgers, the chicken rings, the onion rings, whatever you can think of, and it's so fucking enjoyable. And every second is like heaven. And then at the end of it, you have to take this really nasty shit that you have to take all your clothes off, and you have to hop immediately in the shower, and you have to ask yourself, was this even worth it? And I don't want to feel like that. I definitely don't want to feel like that at the end of this episode. It felt like a nice helping of White Castle murder burgers. That's the best only comparison I could come up with. But other than that, the match itself, just suspense in the beginning. Who's gonna hit the barbed wire first? Who's gonna fucking blow up? 6 spots through the boards on the side of the ring, the boards in the corner. Blood and guts. I'm here for all of that. Nice touch with Kingston coming out. I appreciated that and covering up Mox. But then you hear, and it's just a bunch of kindergarten sparklers that I could give to like my 3-year-old daughter to hold in July 4th. And Kingston's basically dead because of it. It's just like, oh man, it was that shit, man, that I didn't want to take. It was just painful. It was unnecessary, and I could have avoided it all somehow, some way. But other than that, I love the match.
It was like they got us like really close to climax, and then just pulled out like rubbing alcohol and just poured it on her dick.
Oh,
Like
shit.
that's what it kind of felt like. Like they had us. You had us, AEW. We were on the way to climax at the perfect point. Like Jimmy said, like everything done with the post match was perfectly done until that ending. I think it was Richie or Nez that said about the collapsed ring. Like Richie. I wish they would have done that. The collapsed ring, even with that corny sparkler and
I was about to say
it would have made it look like that. At least the middle one that went off like that broke the ring. At least it would have looked good. But I guess they were like, man, we gotta build this ring again on Wednesday, man. But let's not even do that. Let's just do the sparklers. They'll make it a big deal. Eddie sell it like it's death. It'll be okay. And no, it was not. But yes, I've got a couple more comments here. Romeo saying Khan's cover-up is pretty lame. It may have worked if Eddie didn't sell. This could have been a masterpiece of storytelling. But as the great Vince McMahon said, they only remember the finish. Absolutely. That is very true. He also compared it to the Game of Thrones season 8 finale. Yes. Unfortunately. That's yeah. Kayfabe Tactics says that's the Raven analogy for pro wrestling finishes. If you listen to the Raven effect, he's always comparing pro wrestling finishes going too long, like when you build your nut too much. Precisely. But yes, we have come to the end of AEW Revolution. We talked about this entire show, top to bottom. I thought it was a really strong show with a really bad ending. But we got to determine with the thumbs. So everyone put the thumbs in the middle. And in 3, 2, 1, we're going to give this show a thumbs up or thumbs down. So 3, 2, 1. Wow. Okay. We got 4 thumbs up. 5 thumbs up from Richie. Yes, 5 thumbs up for AEW Revolution. So let's start off with Richie. Give us your rating out of 10 for AEW Revolution and any final remarks on the show.
I would give Revolution 8 out of 10. It ticked a lot of the boxes that I think they're going for. They accomplished a lot of their goals. I think if we take out the wet fart ending, I would give it a 9 because I feel like all the matches were pretty solid, and all of them had stakes. All the matches on the card tonight meant something. Even the buy-in, you know what I'm saying? All of them, there was Pat's Roberts, with Dr. Britt and Thunder Rosa. I feel like overall it was a very strong card. I enjoyed the wrestling. But yeah, that wet fart, as Romeo said, man, to quote Vinnie Mac, man, we only remember the finish, unfortunately. So that finish did leave a bit of a wet fart, bit of a bad taste in our mouths. But overall, I think this was a solid pay-per-view. I think Revolution was a good pay-per-view. We give it a solid 8 out of 10. Revolution was good. I think if you're a wrestling fan, you should definitely go see it. Don't, even though it was a bit of a letdown at the end, still go see this. If you're an AEW fan, go see this. And the one thing I want to say is, people are saying, this is AEW, TNA. If you're going to keep that energy, you are entitled to your opinion. All I ask you to do is keep that same energy with WWE. That's it. Keep that same energy. And if you keep that same energy, you will see how ridiculous your argument is. And then you start to realize, oh, man, their entire roster is former Ring of Honor, New Japan, Impact, this company, that company, that company. So if you're going to do that to AEW, put them under that scrutiny, do the same thing to WWE, and you will find yourself looking really silly. And then you realize there's very few homegrown stars between AEW, WWE. New Japan is a place that they really hope, like they really have their homegrown stars that turn into actual superstars and legends. So, yeah, overall, 8 out of 10. Good pay-per-view.
All right, Chris G, what do you give out of 10 for AEW Revolution?
This was like a solid 8.25 maybe. Just the finish brought it down. It could have been easily 8.5 or 9 because I really enjoyed the whole card. But man, that ending just my butt hurts from wiping too much, man. The white kind of forgot me, and I got to deal with the repercussions now. So hopefully Wednesday we all ready to go.
Hopefully Wednesday they have a good explanation for that ending. Ness, what was your thought? What is your rating out of 10 for AEW Revolution?
Nah, they're not gonna have a good explanation for that shit. I'm gonna go with 8.25. Overall, I enjoyed it, but yeah, man, as much praise as I gotta give the actual main event match, everybody's just gonna remember the balloon letting air out of the balloon fucking explosion. It was just like it's like that. So yeah, 8.25.
Jimmy?
7.5. I think if everything worked, probably be an 8.5. Couple matches ran a little long for me. Women's title match and Hangman and Matt Hardy. Finish is terrible. We've all said it. It happens. But I really like the main event. Probably the second best match on the card. I love the tag team title match. The best match on the card to me. Yeah, 7.5. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I agree with you. The top 2 matches was the tag team titles match and the main event. I gave the main event 4.5 stars, so that was my match of the night. Overall, I gave this show 8 out of 10. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. I honestly was very close to giving this a 9 out of 10. Probably immediately after the main event, this was a 9 out of 10 show. And then the ending happened. The ending dropped it down a full point for me because that is not how you end a major show, especially when you only have 4 major shows on the year. You remember these things a little bit more. Like, I think that we all will debate what our favorite AEW pay-per-view was, but I think that it's all unanimous. AEW All Out was the worst last year. And I think that whenever you feel like it's a bad point with AEW, it seems to be a consensus. Like, everyone feels the same way. And I think everyone feels that ending let this entire show down, really. So That is our ratings for AEW Revolution. But now we want to know yours. We want to thank everyone who's been watching us live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, especially our live chat. We got Kayfabe Tactics over in the live chat saying, I still think Master Wato is going to fire the next shot at AEW, saying he's going to come through the forbidden door. We also got Rambo 77.619 saying, I don't think AEW is a product like TNA, but perception is everything to casual fans, and signing these big show Christian talents looks weak. Those are not good signings. I disagree, but we're all entitled to our opinions. You know, people are going to judge stuff and going to use stuff from the past to compare to the present, no matter how far we get into. So it doesn't matter if it's an AEW, if it was another company, people would be doing the same thing because TNA and WWE has scarred us for the past 2 decades. So nothing can happen in the business without us comparing it to either one of those, it seems. But we have to wrap things up on our AEW Revolution 2021 Roundtable review. We got to go around the horn, though, and let you know where you can find everybody on social media, the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, and everything in between. Let's start with Jimmy here. Where can they find you on social media, your own YouTube channel, and what you do here on Tru Heel Heat?
YouTube.com/Jimmy Macrum, at Jimmy Macrum on all the socials. And we do All Elite Recap, where I extols the virtues of Go Baker and trash Tony Khan on a weekly basis as much as I can.
He does it well, and you're gonna see an all new AE recap with myself, along with Marcus Cash and Jimmy, reviewing AEW Dynamite Crossroads Edition from this past Wednesday. That's gonna be up on our channel tomorrow. Check it out. Definitely some debates and heated exchanges between me and Marcus Cash, and Jimmy does a great job of being the referee, better than Aubrey Edwards in that tag team match. Richie, where can they find you on social media and what you're doing on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel and anything else you're doing outside of that?
You can find me Wednesday mornings with the Raw review, Monday nights, you know what that means. You can find me at Tru Heel Babyface. I am the babyface of the Tru Heels. You can find me on Instagram under that name. You can find me at The Richie Moon Show on Instagram. You can find me at The Richie Moon Show on podcast. Season 3 of The Richie Moon Show will be back March 21st. I got a whole new look. I got a whole new setup. I'm very, very excited. I actually owe you a video. I take SP3's videos. His articles that he writes for Sportskeeda, and I turn them into video essays. So that will definitely be out sometime this week. And other than that, just tap into the Richie Moon Show, man. We got some really, really cool, exciting things going on, and I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't get a Kenny Omega entrance from Justin Roberts. That's I think all of us love our weekly North Carolina, and we didn't get that. I guess this match was too serious for that, but no, man, it's never too serious for North Carolina, man. So
I kind of had
not give us our North Carolina. So
I kind of had the same thought. But I was like, it didn't fit the tone. It didn't fit the tone of the match. That's probably why they were.
No,
He's going.
It didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
I love it.
It was very serious. It was a very serious match. But still, man. Now give me my North Carolina, man. I don't care how serious it is. Give me my North Carolina. I need it. I want it, man. I want it. Oh, and more than likely, I'm gonna speak this into existence. I will be at Double or Nothing.
All right, going over to Jacksonville. Go do your thing, sir. I ain't mad at you at all. Ness, where can they find you on social media and right here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel?
Before we get into that, we didn't do the MVP, LVP.
We're not going to do it because we're going nearly 2 hours on this fucking going. Just
well, shit. Hey, I ain't used to that. But I'm used to saying this. You guys can find me on Twitter at skinny_Kravitz. You can follow me on Instagram at skinny__Kravitz. And you can catch me on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. I am one half of Review of Honor with my man, the Stat King, the man of 1,004 numbers, where we cover everything that happens in the Ring of Honor ring. You can also catch me on Blunt Impact and Joyce and Jabronis with my man, Chris G. We form the Pot Heels. We might be forming a new faction soon if someone likes to play nice, but, Death Troll Angle is in the works. And Roundtable Rebel, I'm on the roundtables, as you can see, and you can listen to my illustrious voice on True Toxicity.
As always, Chris G, where can they find you on social media and on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel?
Yes, you can find me at Tru Heel Chris G. You can find me right here on the YouTube channel. Blunt Impact, of course, with my man, the three-time baby making champion Ness. Also, Joints and Jabronis. You can find me on Wednesday Night Warriors for the time being with my man Romeo Cologne. So hopefully you might see that troll angle. I am Penta El Cero Dinero, and I am here to stay on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel.
And I'm Skinny Phoenix.
And that is Skinny Phoenix.
I need to get a mask. Them shits cost too much, though. I got to get the fake one.
Oh man, I love it. You can find me on wait, I just remembered I had all you guys things and I didn't even put it up for you. But yeah, so you guys can see it as well. Find Jimmy on Twitter at Jimmy Macaram. Of course, check out his YouTube channel. He does great stuff. The WandaVision review, the finale is up right now. Go check out that great video. I got to pull up all of these. All right. Like Richie said, you can find him at Richie Moon Show. Of course, he does great work right here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. We'll have Richie's Raw recap coming up on Wednesday this coming week. Ness, you can find him at skinny_Kravitz on Twitter. And he's doing great things on Review of Honor, Blunt Impact. And of course, Chris G, who is one of our real MVPs of the channel doing post-production. You can find him on Twitter at Tru Heel Chris G, and he does great stuff on Wednesday Night Warriors, which is right now on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. So once this is done, go check that out and hear the review of NXT and AEW, and then find me on Twitter at Tru Heel SP3. And of course, you can find us all, the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Tru Heel Heat. If you're still watching on our YouTube channel, like this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family. Of course, there is the iCard. You could click on that to subscribe, or you could click on the subscribe button, press that, or the bell to stay notified. Press all for all great content right here on Tru Heel Heat. If you're watching on Facebook, drop us a heart, a like, any type of emoji, and tag someone on this video so they get a full recap or full review of AEW Revolution 2021. So for Jimmy Macaram, for Richie Moon, for Tru Heel Ness, for Tru Heel Chris G, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat AEW Revolution 2021 Roundtable Review. We are signing off until